rig the election, they will tell you, let's meet in the court. By the time you go to court, it is a different story all over. This culture has to change. We cannot use public taxpayers' money to procure political appointment and election and continue to steal that same public, funds. We have to, change doing this. And anti-corruption agencies are finding it difficult because these people are now the one to determine how you even survive, how you function as an agency, because they are the one to make the law, they are the one to supervise, they are the one to provide resources for your work. So you can see that the anti-corruption is actually handicapped because those who are supposed to see the anti-corruption successful are the very ones that are under investigation, and they are the very ones that are also continuing to perpetuate the fraud that they are doing. Inadequate budgetary allocation to efficiently fund investigation and prosecution. Budgetary allocation to the EFCC, ICPC, Code of Conduct, Nigerian Police, among others, are inadequate. Poor resource allocation is a calculated attempt to gradually push these agencies toward extinction by limiting their resources. The government is effectively crippling their ability to function effectively and independently, because if you refuse to provide them with the enabling resources, how will they be able to work? Take, for example, the Nigerian police. The budget of the Nigerian police is so insignificant that even the office of the National Security Advisor has more money than the police. This can only happen in Nigeria. We already complained that we have insufficient policemen. You cannot provide resources to recruit competent police officers. You could not provide them with resources to effectively deal with criminality in this country. Not to talk of the anti-corruption agencies like EFCC, ICPC, Code of Conduct that is supposed to look at the declaration as a declaration of all the public officials in Nigeria who run into millions now, and you will deprive them. How will they be able to investigate the claims that you have declared your asset? So you can see that there's a deliberate and conscious effort to cripple the anti-corruption work if you do not provide them with enabling resources, or if you do not give them the support that they needed to do their work. Procurement of political power appointment by some suspected or investigated looters who are serving under the current administration as ministers, legislators, or occupying leadership position of the ruling party has exposed anti-corruption work to serious setback and deliberate sabotage that cripples the efficiency of the anti-corruption agencies. It is distressing to see people facing corruption allegations being appointed by the president to handle various positions of authority. Today, many serving lawmakers and ministers have corruption allegations against them. This is producing a culture of impunity, where politicians engage in corrupt practices without fear of consequences. This has eroded public trust in government and undermined legitimacy of democratic process, because what people are doing now, they use dirty money to either rig election, buy election, because it's no longer people's vote now. You will wait, people will suffer to cast their vote, and then you get to the court, they will tell you. 5, rising disinformation on the anti-corruption effort. There are desperate efforts by corrupt elements to disinform, mislead, and confuse Nigerians on the effort of various anti-corruption institutions in Nigeria. We are worried over the poor understanding of the work and mandate of the anti-corruption agencies by many Nigerians, including youth, who recently play an active role in preventing arrest of some prominent looters of public treasury, not minding the negative impact of the loots on rising unemployment and economic downturn being experienced, and aligning critical sectors that endlessly plunge our economy.
We urge the ruling All Progressives Congress Party and other political parties to take decisive action in purging its ranks by denouncing and breaking support with their members who are currently being investigated by anti-corruption agencies. This can be operationalized by suspending all members tainted by corruption allegations and ensuring that they are held accountable before the law. Now, adequate resource allocation to the anti-corruption agencies has become imperative to uphold their independence and enhance efficiency in the anti-corruption process. It is essential to prioritize adequate funding and support for anti-corruption agencies to prevent corruption and promote accountability. Through this, the present administration will demonstrate its commitment to fighting corruption. Religious leaders have a unique platform to influence their followers and promote ethical behavior. They can use their sermons, teachings, and religious texts to emphasize the importance of honesty, transparency, and accountability in all aspects of life. By speaking out against corruption and promoting integrity, they can help shape the moral compass of their communities and inspire individuals to resist the temptation of engaging in corrupt practices.
The anti-corruption agencies themselves, there has been a concerted war by corrupt people in public office in Nigeria to make sure anti-corruption agencies are unable or prevented from prosecuting corrupt individuals. This means they are turning those institutions into institutions that are incapable of carrying out what's in their mandate. The third issue, and in a sense this is the most important, is they are making it impossible for government institutions to do their work. We just mentioned the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, where the last two ministers, everybody knows, were pocketing 80 to 90% of the budgets of those agencies and made it impossible for the last 5-6 years for that ministry to do any of its work. And it becomes, when you set up a government, a competition among ministers to see who will steal more and who will steal faster. So that's the game, and that's the tragedy, I would say, in government cycles. We feel that if we allow this destruction of the Nigerian state and its institutions to continue, we will have no country, we will have no state. And the risk is that the present tragedy of anarchy and self-help, in which more and more Nigerians are buying guns, are using those guns against their neighbors, against road users, against farmers, against everybody in the street, is the path to anarchy and destruction. We must stop this level of corruption from continuing to grow if we are to survive as a country.